So we're a little bit late. So sorry, y'all.
A little bit late.
A little bit late. Just a little bit. But thank you guys so
Marecus
much
had
for
to
your
run to the
patience.
store and get his chew.
Yeah.
Get his tobacco.
And
Y'all want to blame it on. It's all
and
good.
some snacks.
all
So, yeah. Hey, we had to find somebody to blame it on. How y'all doing this week?
Good.
Y'all
Doing
good?
great.
Good? So, a couple of shout outs.
INDEP.
Okay, couple of shout outs. So,
Hey,
With that web outfit on.
Hey, he was singing that song about himself, dog.
No doubt. No doubt. You look at that picture.
Go ahead, man. You said you had some shout outs, man.
yes.
Let's get some shout outs.
So, first off, we representing our logo, Tap In.
Most definitely.
Yes, shout out to Fabi. Thank you so much for the merch. If you guys want to purchase a shirt, let us know. Any color, let us know. You can inbox us. Oh, I got to turn my stuff down. Turn your stuff down.
You ain't got nothing on.
Yeah, we good? Are y'all
That's
on?
the shout out?
That's a shout out.
God dang, man, that shout out was whack, man. Look,
That's
let me
shout
give
out.
a real shout out, man. You see my boy Marecus, man, here in this Ducks tap-in shirt. Got the green, the yellow, and the white.
Mm-hmm.
All right, representing the squad. Of course, you know, I had to do something live for you.
Thanks.
You know, so as you see, I got good taste.
I appreciate that.
All right,
And it's purple out day today. So yes, great choice in color.
You think I didn't know that?
You didn't know that.
You think that I didn't get you the shirt to represent that?
You didn't.
Come on, man. I'm ahead of my time, man. Give me my motherfucking my bad. Can I get away with that? Huh? My bad.
I don't know.
Excuse me. Hey, bleep
don't
that
know.
out, y'all, please. Bleep that out, please. All right. Give me my props. All right. And then, of
Okay.
course, you know, man, I'm going to always rock what I want to rock when it comes to the tap-in stuff, man. So if you want some tap-in merchandise, just DM us, inbox, however y'all call it.
Text,
or
whatever.
Text,
However
whatever.
y'all call it.
All right, so y'all can look fly like the cast of Tap In.
Hey.
While everybody else is tapping out, we tapping in. Y'all remember that.
Yeah. Great shout out. Thanks. Like I said, I don't understand why you don't just leave with that crap. All right.
Today's drink is sponsored
Sponsored
by
by
Vibe Sports Boy, sipping on some Crown Apple. Y'all don't see my man Rob over there, but he in the cut over there getting lit up. You know what I'm saying? Another famous DMF duck, you know what I'm saying, who's in the building with us. If y'all ain't realized by now, man, check this out. DMF Duck, San Antonio Outlaws, man, you know, it's a family, all right? It's a family. I don't give a damn what y'all say, what y'all think about it. You know what I'm saying? You talk about the Ducks, you talk about the Outlaws. You talk about the Outlaws, you talk about the Ducks.
Right.
That's how we rocking.
Right.
All right? So understand this. If you got some beef, I got to put it out there, man. You got some beef, all right? We going to cook it. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm tripping, man. I think this is Crown Apple kicking in on me, man. You know, we started off a little bit late. It's my fault, man. I want to get my drink in first.
Oh, okay. So you trying to say like don't try to? Oh, never mind. Okay. So.
No, go ahead.
No. Okay. So I actually have a question for y'all. I have a question. Just to start us off, if you could go back to your 18-year-old self, what is one thing that you guys would tell yourself?
Oh, man. Shit, I can't hear so many things I tell myself,
One
man.
thing.
Like,
Just one thing.
man, don't mess with half the folks you mess with. Don't be around half of them cats you around. Man, if I gave my answers, man, y'all probably ain't gonna like me, because I probably told myself don't fuck with y'all neither. You know what I'm saying? So I'd have been like, I would have went and dealt with some other folks, man. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just joking. I mean, I don't know, man. That's a hard question, because, man, you don't want to really have, like, big regrets in life. It's a lot of things you would, you know, go back and tell yourself at 18 that, you know, you would want to have done different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think the one thing, which is going to sound crazy to you, but, man, I kind of feel like if I was 18, man, I probably would go into the military, man. I probably just went on and did the military thing, you know what I'm saying? You know, but, you know, that was something that I wasn't on in. I wanted to go to college, you know what I'm saying? And wanted to live that life, but I'm probably going to tell myself nothing now, because, like I said, y'all don't want to live with regrets.
Yeah.
I would say self. You did everything right.
Oh.
when you was 18, you made all the right decisions. You know, man, you turned out great. And I wish I would have really went back and mentored, you know, some of my peers a little bit better. Nah,
See,
I'm
that's
just
what I
playing.
meant. That's why I
Like,
said.
what?
If I go back if I was 18 now, I can go back now to yesterday age and be like, man, just stay the fuck away from Fred, man.
Don't have that conversation.
Look, man, some of us still live like we 18.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, it could be good
Yeah,
and bad.
could be
Both
good.
ways.
You know, I mean, you know, they say you only live once, right? That's what they say, but, you know, we actually only die once. You live every day. You know what I'm saying? But the 18-year-old version of probably all of us, you know, probably some immaturity involved, some irresponsibility. You know, we probably thinking that we know everything, not valuing the life lessons our parents were trying to instill off in us. You know, so of course, when you fast forward that to where we're at now, you go back and you say, man, I probably wish I would have took heed to a lot of the life lessons that was being presented back then that I didn't know.
Yes.
You know, life may be a lot easier for
right.
all three of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If we had, once again,
Listen.
taken advantage and listened
listen.
to a lot of that infinite wisdom and knowledge that was being given to us, man. We always talk about now, man, you know, about trying to soak up as much game as we can, but back then it was actual knowledge. You know what I'm saying? We just didn't realize it back then, but now we all have kids, and ain't it ironic that the same stuff that our parents try to put in us, we try to put in our kids?
I mean, it's gonna be a continuous cycle. Our
Right.
kids gonna do the same thing with their kids, and our kids ain't listening. Their kids ain't gonna listen. You always
Right.
figure that out once you hit a certain. Once you have kids of your own, or when you hit a certain age, you can figure it out soon enough the way you can still sustain it. But then a lot of folks figure it out way too late too, the way you know what I'm saying. It ain't
Yeah.
no way to get it back.
So for all of our young listeners out there, if you are hearing this, listen to your parents, to your mentors, to whoever is out there trying to guide you through life. Listen. Listen. Please listen. Please listen.
Even if, man, you got some, like, truth be told, because this idea, a lot of kids be like, and you know how it is, man, I be seeing him, man, so-and-so be out smoking, and he be out doing this and doing that, but he trying to tell me this. It's almost like the way people is with the church now. You know what I'm saying? People be like, man, I don't want to listen to pastor, because pastor be doing this, pastor be doing that.
Yeah.
Truth be told, man, I don't care what pastor doing, man. The pastor giving a message or something that I can relate to, something that can help me, then I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to take what he's saying. So that's what I'm saying, like, man, being like somebody, an adult out here, man, they see you out here wilding, but you trying to tell the kid the right thing. If you a kid and they telling you something right, man, you still need to listen to that. You know what I'm saying? You know, because sometimes the wrong people can tell you the right thing. You know, so.
That's a good lesson. Look at Marecus preaching over here.
You know,
Preach.
well,
Pastor Goodlow,
well,
you know.
Since you posted a message on your page too.
yeah, I do that all the time.
I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, I always do that. That's real.
I appreciate
Man,
that.
I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Like, you know, a lot of them, I guess, parents that was passing out them good messages back then, guess what?
You one of them now?
No, I wasn't one of them, but a lot of their ass was a freaknik. And they about to get exposed.
Was you on Freaknik?
Nah, I
Like,
never,
let us know.
No, listen. Nah, I ain't never been to
Because
Freaknik.
I don't want to be
I ain't
Fred.
never been to Freaknik,
Yeah, man.
but I have been to the Kappa. You know what I'm saying? So now, all I'm gonna tell you is this, man. If they say the Kappa ain't got nothing on Freaknik, right? But I'm gonna tell you this: if that's true, man, Freaknik had to be one hell of an experience. Cause I'm telling y'all right now, man, the Kappa was off the chain.
Okay.
Man, the Kappa changed my life. I'm gonna put it to y'all like that, man.
But it wasn't no free.
Well, I'm saying it
So
probably
you've
wasn't.
been to Freaknik.
Marecus said he was a
Because
Freaknik.
y'all
say
both
I've
older
been
than
there
me,
as an
so.
Kids, yeah.
You
was
couldn't
all
have been there as an adult, man. That shit was so long ago. You had to be a kid
Yeah,
back
but-
then.
What was the time frame? Like when?
90,
Damn, Freaknik
95,
can't be that goddamn old in the
95.
80s, you said?
yeah, 83, 95.
Nah, I'm talking about when Too Short, no, them was there, man.
They'd
Like,
be late 80s. They'd be late 80s.
okay.
When Short and all them
Yeah,
was
late 80s.
When,
Oh my God.
Late 80s when Shorten was jumping off down there.
Oh my gosh.
Look, all I'm gonna tell y'all is this, man. Look, now I do think that they overhyping this Freaknik thing, but you know. But I mean, I'm gonna check it out. I just want to see the backstory. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't gonna see what it was though. You ain't gonna be able to see what it was. Like.
No, I mean, I think everybody got an idea of what it was, man. I seen a video when they had Kanye off in there. Kanye was a freak, Nick, man.
Oh.
They got a video circulating, man. He's down there, got his little money, had a little chick dancing, throwing it, twerking it, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay,
yeah. So I mean, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's gonna be a lot of influential people that was there. You probably got some city councilmen, you know, current city councilmen, principals, you know.
Senators, maybe
Hey,
a president.
They was down there getting it in, man.
Or
Listen,
two.
man, they was all young kids. We was kids.
Yeah, back it. That was clear.
Wow.
Some of y'all didn't even need to go to Freaknik to be freaks. They were being freaky at Pittman Sullivan Park back in the day. Martin Luther King Park on Sunday. Pletz Park, yeah.
That's funny.
And the church loves to say, everybody got a pass.
Yes, they do.
Okay. It's hey, yeah. Oh, the pastor started pastoring, he was pimping. That's what they say, man. Not my pastor, though. My pastor always been a good dude. He ain't never
Everybody
bad
got
no.
some type of.
No, I'm telling you, my pastor, Cleophas Marshall, has always been a good dude. I'm putting everything on that.
Look, you ain't gonna find too many bad dudes named Cleophas, man. Everybody named Cleophas pretty much.
Cleo did. Cleo.
Folks, man.
Cleo Marshall is a good dude. Good, strong family man, strong values. Okay. Yeah. Now, I know y'all pastors a little bit different, dog.
No, man.
I ran into Marecus pastor at Paradise one night, man.
Shut up.
Wow. Wow. Man. I'm glad you told me. I'm going to holler at him about it.
Man, what you talking about? You was with him.
No, I'm going to ask my community to tell me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that joker took up an offering. His tires was off of that blowing it, dog. Now I'm making it rain in Paradise, man. It's all good, though.
Okay, so you know we always got to talk about the trending fashion. So we found one. Mm-hmm. Lala, can you? I don't know.
It might be for the sports bra.
Man, nah, that ain't Photoshop. That dude looked like he had too much pride in that picture. Like he thought he was lit, man.
Yeah, that ain't it.
Normally when they Photoshop, man, I just learned this because when they did Photoshop a picture of LeBron, he had 6 fingers on there. So they say normally when they do that, they always have to do
alter something.
Right, so they can't get sued, right?
Yeah.
That was Webby. That was him.
No, that was him because he posted some type of reply. I didn't hear
it. He put it on his thing.
Yeah,
it was on his
page.
Hey, they done got him. The hip hop police done got him. The hip hop police, man. Y'all didn't realize it's the hip hop police out there. They turning these gangsters into man.
Man, ain't nobody turning nobody. They are revealing themselves.
Man, at one point, Webby was just straight thug, fabulous, hardcore gangster. You know, now come on, man. The dude wearing a goddamn sports bra.
So you gonna find Too Short in a crop
No,
top?
Too Short would never do nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
Too Short been in the game. Too Short down be 60 years old,
He
man.
gonna be having some hoochie daddy shorts on.
Nah,
and
Too Short a player, man. He ain't gonna never do nothing like that, man. You know, once you at a certain age, once you at a certain age, man, you ain't gonna never change up. So I didn't hit that age already. There's no point for me to change up. I never change up. Marecus is almost to that age, so he may end up one day getting influence or whatever, because he ain't hit that age yet. But that's the thing, though, man. Like,
I don't care if I was 5. You ain't been influenced.
You
me
think
to do
that
nothing
now,
like
but
that.
you still have, both of y'all still have your sons. You still have your son, Darian.
got two sons.
They might have some type of influence on y'all.
yeah.
What you mean? My sons have influence on me to like. I mean,
To switch
that's
some
horrible.
things up.
On us, or you talking about them?
Yes.
What you
No, on y'all. Your sons
to-
might have an influence on y'all. Be like, Dad, this will look good on you, man. You got to stop
So
wearing
basically,
them.
what you saying is Christian gonna influence Mills to start wearing skinny jeans
No, I didn't say that.
And a crop top.
I didn't
And a
say
crop
that.
top.
I did not say that.
And get
I'm
his
just
hair
saying
permed.
It could.
and put on some lip
something-
gloss.
I'm just saying, if Christian comes out and be like, "Yo, Dad, these shoes look good," and he
I
can
mean,
wear
that's
them.
different. Like, you know,
But I'm just
stuff
saying
like
that's
that.
still an influence.
No, Tori.
Yes.
Nope. A kid saying, "Hey, Dad, them Jordans is nice. Get you a pair of those." All right, that's cool.
That's
But
an
for a
influence on
kid
you.
saying, "Dad, I think you look really good in that bra," why don't you just going to throw that bra on? He like, come on, man. You ain't rocking like that, man. That kid gonna get slapped. I don't give a damn who kid it is. It ain't even gotta be my kid. If any kid tell me that, I'm gonna slap the shit out their ass, man. The fuck you think I am?
Yeah, that ain't influence there, Tori. You know what I'm saying? That's weird. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
hey, whoever do something like that, they been wanting to wear that bra their whole life.
Yeah, that's all that is. Yeah, you just been wanting to put that on. That's all that is. Yeah, ain't nobody influence you to do that, man. You just been wanting to wear that, man. You been like,
I'm just saying, man, listen, hey, we had an episode a couple weeks ago when we talk about how rap influences our young children. Right. All right. Now I was just talking about the cursing and like the gangster lifestyle, man. But man, I'd much rather them be cussing than be gangsters, man, than come out dressing like Webby. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But see, here's the thing, though. It ain't even the rappers, like, all of it, because you got to think about it. Even when we was kids, man, like I said, we talked about that. When we was kids, man, in the 80s, man, like, that's how the dudes was dressing, though, man, wearing the loud colors and the tight stuff, you know, break dance. And, man, go back and look at breaking, man, with Ozone and Turbo, man. Turbo got on a fishnet shirt.
But hold on.
With some tight things and dancing and,
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
I got to speak up for my hood because the brothers in my hood thought Ozo and Turbo was weird. They like how they dance. They thought that was cool, but how they dressed,
Well, no, we didn't dress like that. Neither. What I'm saying is,
I ain't never
they
seen.
was doing that back then. No,
Look,
we
man,
wasn't doing it, but they
All
were
I'm
doing
gonna tell
that
you
back
this:
then too.
I ain't never seen one person in Denver Heights,
dressed like Turbo and Ozone.
man. Never in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like we wasn't influenced like that. We walk
But
around
see-
with the little cardboard in the big boom box, and we throw that
Well, yeah,
joker
that
down and
Run
start
DMC
break
and all
dancing.
that.
But wasn't nobody wearing no goddamn
Well, no,
thong
wearing-
and,
no.
and all that stuff on their wrists, man. We
No,
wasn't doing
but-
all that, dog.
What about the fingernail polish? Because that was a thing.
Well, no, I
Man,
don't even remember seeing that.
Not where I'm
I
from.
don't even remember seeing that
Not
during
where
fingernail
I'm
polish. But they was like even the old Michael Jackson era, man. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
The
we all
stuff like
thought
that.
Mike was a man, but did none of us want to actually be like Mike? Not Mike Jackson,
Not
at
when he
least.
flipped the script.
I
like-
mean, now hold on. Let me take that back.
Everybody wanted to be
Listen,
like Mike.
the only thing I wanted like Mike was that goddamn red jacket with all them goddamn zippers on it.
The
I
Thriller
thought that
or the
was
Red.
live.
Yeah.
But I ain't never want to wear no pants like Mike. I ain't want to wear no shoes like
You ain't
Mike.
wear the parachute pants.
I didn't want to
man?
wear no gloves like Mike.
Those
You know what
were-
I'm saying?
Those were bell bottoms.
What?
The pants.
What pants?
No,
What Mike had?
no,
Yeah.
Mike
no.
didn't have no bit. Mike had them skin. They were made like
Man.
this.
They were
No.
skinny.
They was- no, out of
and then
this
the
material.
bell bottoms.
They was made
Tori.
out of this material right here, and they were
You too
skin
young
tight.
to speak on Mike.
They were skin tight.
You too young, man. Mike wore high waters.
Yes. Mike wore pants that stopped right
With
here.
goddamn
like
glitter
the kids do
socks
now.
on.
You know when kids wear
When
their
he
pants.
was a
The way the
child.
ballerinas wore.
No,
Yes.
Yeah, you thinking about when he was when Joe was still
Oh, we're
holding him
talking
out.
about.
When Joe was holding him
When
out,
Joe was
yeah,
whooping his
yeah,
ass,
he was wearing that
dressing
stuff
him.
then. But when Mike went,
Turn
Mike,
as an adult.
yes, Mike
Okay.
had them pants to stop right here with
Yes.
them glitter socks on, with the glitter glove.
He didn't
and
wear
the-
that every day.
Man, every time I seen him, that's what the hell he had on.
Michael Jackson wore ones that over his pants.
Now look, hey, now we'll,
Yeah.
Oh, during his performance.
And then Prince will wear that top with the ruffles on it.
Exactly.
now
Hey,
hold on.
that
now,
was a wild cat though.
Now
Hey,
listen.
y'all talking
And he
about
got a
Mike.
whole bunch of
Prince
females.
was off the chain,
Exactly.
dog.
You
Hey,
can't tell me,
Hey,
Fred
hey,
Davis.
Prince out of, no, I'm saying, look,
Prince
hey,
was wild boy.
what I'm
man.
telling you is this.
Hey.
Look, hey, we respected them as artists.
Okay.
Prince, Mike, we gonna jam 1999. We gonna jam Beat It, I'm Bad, all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody wanted to dress like them. Not from head to toe.
I ain't want to dress like Prince. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I had me a Michael Jackson jacket when I was little, man.
So you had did you have the pants?
No, I had the jacket.
Huh?
I don't think they made the pants, but you know what I'm saying?
Well, what I'm
for
saying.
little boys, you know what I'm saying? I had to be like a preschool. But I had the jacket, you know what I'm saying? The Thriller jacket.
Man, listen.
But I was a little boy, man. I don't know if I was in school yet, but I had the little Thriller jacket. I remember Mama, I got a picture at the crib, right? But I ain't
I
had
wanna
it, you
see
know
that
what I'm saying?
picture.
Well, I ain't got it. I'm talking about at the crib in Bama. She got it.
You
But,
had that super dry, wet
But
Jerry curl.
But look
Hey,
here,
and
man.
what it
Everybody
say?
had
Look,
Jerry curl.
hey,
When you
it-
had
I'ma
hair,
be
I'm pretty
honest
sure
with
It
you
you,
looked
had
wet,
one.
but it was dry.
Look here, no, man, my curls stayed tight. You know what I'm saying? Jewel face had me down there, man, rolling me up, man, putting that carefree curl in it. You know what I'm saying?
See, what was your hairstyle?
I was live.
All I'm gonna tell you is this.
Had that cute
You
curl.
had hair?
Yeah, I had hair back then. But I'm telling you, man, listen. Man, the neighborhood I grew up in, I'm telling you, man, we wasn't allowed to do punk stuff like that.
Nigga, curl wasn't no punk stuff, man. That
Yeah.
was fly.
What kind of hairstyle
Well,
did you have?
all I'm gonna tell you is this.
Fred was a little nigga had tatter. What they call tatter and ringworm and shit in his head. That's what they had in his hood, ringworm and nap ass hair and all that.
I'd rather have that
got
cheddar
hair.
and with the nappy hair than be going around with no goddamn dry ass Jerry curl.
My curl wasn't dry, dog. I kept that carefree in it. Kept that carefree. Get a yellow bottle with the red letters on it.
Oh, yeah,
carefree.
yeah.
Go to school, fly. Kept put that plastic bag on it at night.
Hey, you had that dirty collar with that curl.
What's that?
Hey, hold on now. Hey, his curl wasn't long enough. That nigga curl came back. Was just right there.
I need look. Y'all
I
need to
could do
bring in
this.
pictures of when y'all was.
Tori, how was your hair back then? Was it
Like this?
Because I know it wasn't as nice as it is now.
You
It couldn't have
crazy?
been.
No, my hair back then was all in plaits. My hair was long.
Hold on, the viewer just commented. Let me see. Oh, no, it's not a wig. Tori does not wear a wig. I know it looked like a wig, y'all, but it's actually not a wig.
It's not.
They asked, was you actually wearing a wig?
No, hell no. This is all real, baby.
Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna issue out a challenge to Marecus.
Okay.
You gonna accept the challenge, dog?
Nigga, no, I'm not accepting nothing. I don't know what it is.
Come on, man, dog. Be a good sport,
I am. When you tell me what it is, I'll let you know if I accept it or not.
man. Be a good sport, man.
Go and holler at me.
So listen. This is the challenge that I'm gonna put out there. The challenge is, I mean, for one, you said you had a carefree curl. Like, didn't no, man, if it wasn't no Jerry curl or no California curl, you might as well should have rocked the S curl or something, dog.
I had one of them too.
You know, so my challenge to you is, man, grow your hair back and get you a carefree curl, dog. And do that in honor of fraternity athletics this year, man.
Like, what type of honor would that give fraternity athletics first thing?
It's just showing that
Second
you're original,
thing is,
dog.
man, who you
It's
think
hold
I
on.
am?
It's
Who you
showing that
think I am,
it's
though,
showing
man?
that you're original.
Well, who you think
Be
I am,
original.
dog? I am.
You don't want to be original. You don't want to be original, dog.
Hey.
Wait. Can
No,
you
I don't.
grow that much hair?
I mean, I can in certain spots, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have a spot, you know what I'm saying, the two that's going to be missing, but the rest of it, you know what I'm saying? I think I can do it. You
Don't
know.
feel bad. He got a receding hairline.
Hey, I keep a ball head, baby.
I know, but when it does grow
Nah,
back,
well, you
when
ain't got to
don't
worry about it
shave,
growing it back because it
and
ain't gonna grow
I've
back.
seen your receding hairline.
Hey, no, when?
When you had a little bit of stubble up there.
I don't have no stubble. I keep
I'm
a
gonna
fresh
I'm
ball
gonna do that
head.
Chico bean, man. What I'm gonna do?
You gonna do the chico?
I'm gonna do that Chico bean. I'm gonna go and get the cul-de-sac right there and braid it up. You know what I'm saying? Let it all hang out my head.
And that Joe got a cul-de-sac with a dead end.
Yeah. And let it hang out my head.
Hey, with a dead end on it, man. Look, all right. So is it safe to say that the rappers nowadays, regardless of how gangster they are, have been influenced by the mainstream?
No.
Yeah, I would say.
No.
Yeah, I would say so.
It's just like saying the Little League football players are just all fucking whiners and crybabies.
Yeah, most of them are, you know. Most of it, especially the parents. But look, I'm gonna say this.
Man.
Look, man.
Now, what you say about no, going to the main streets over the rappers? What you trying to say on that?
No, I'm just saying though. It's my opinion that the rappers nowadays are on the take from the highest bidder to put whatever narrative out there that people want to push. Because you got to think. I go back.
You know,
I go back.
I don't know
And look,
about
man. Look, I don't want to provide no history lesson or no shit like that or whatever. But this being real stuff though. Have you ever wondered why comedians back in the day were so influential? Because you start thinking about all of our black activists back in the day. Most of them have a history in comedy. You know what I'm saying? That was a platform, right? Because they could speak to folks. You know, they had huge audiences. All right. It was only a few black activists that didn't really have a platform of making people laugh and all this other kind of stuff or whatever, right? So when I think about the Bill Cosbys, the Dick Gregorys, you can go on with these other comedians as well that spoke out. You know, even if you look at Steve Harvey now, this dude, you wouldn't even know that Steve Harvey used to be a comedian. Right? Because all this stuff, he's a motivational speaker, telling people how to live their lives, all this other stuff or whatever. You know, these guys were given they started off as comedians, right? So I think the same thing when it comes to these rappers. When they first start off, they putting out this, you know, narrative of how tough they are and all this other stuff. But then when somebody realizes the type of influence they have, they say, hey, I want you to push this narrative now. So when I see Webby dressed in a sports bra, you know what I'm saying? This dude used to wear tall tees that came down to his goddamn knees. You know what I'm saying? Dude sagging his pants. You know, it was nothing feminine about this guy.
That's the change in fashion, though.
Nah, that ain't got. I don't.
I'm not saying it's justified. I'm just saying that's the
what-
change in fashion now. It ain't just the rappers. You gotta look at all of these entertainers, athletes, all of them dressing like this. So that's the thing that they're doing now.
So what I'm saying is this: I agree with the change in fashion, right? Because nobody's gonna wear the same style forever. You know what I'm saying? They'll laugh at you. If I was still wearing the same clothes that I wore when I was 18, people probably would laugh at me because they'd be like, "Damn, that's old." You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. But what I'm saying is, it don't matter what type of clothes that I put on. I've never compromised my masculinity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't never compromised my masculinity. I'm not finna put on no goddamn jeans that are so tight. You know what I'm saying? To where you can see my print. Don't make no goddamn sense.
Do you think that he can come back from that?
Nigga, men got prints too, dog.
He's showing his print.
Whoa.
Hey, man.
Wait, I thought it was men that only had the. Okay, so do you think that he can come back from that?
Not with me. Not with me. Look, man. I'm finna be real with y'all about something, right? And we still good.
Yeah, keep talking.
Okay. So I'm finna be real about something, right? And this may be somewhat controversial, but I'm gonna say it anyway. As a woman, or as women, you guys have the luxury of experiment.
Okay.
She's beautiful. She's cute. Oh, look at her hair. You know what? Oh, you know what? You're so pretty. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Your lips are so pretty. Mwah. Oops. Oh, well, you know what? No big deal. That's how y'all feel about it. Y'all may even slip into a whole relationship
Slip into
of a
relationship.
sexual nature.
Okay.
And then 6 months later, you back to who you was.
Yeah.
You know what? I tried it. Wasn't for me. No big deal.
Men
As a
can't do that.
man, can you do that?
You can't do that.
Man,
No.
the moment that you go there, that's who you are for the rest of your goddamn life. I don't give a
True.
damn. That shit was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's true.
Your mama went
you
such
ain't coming back from that, brother.
Your
That's
mama went
true.
such and such.
Yeah, you ain't coming back from that. So when you ask me, can Webby come back from that? And I tell you, my answer is no. That's exactly what I mean. You showed your ass, Webby.
Literally.
I can't even see you.
Figuratively.
outside of that sports bra no more.
Well,
Like you said, navel poking out. You're doing everything that a woman would do to bring attention to her feminine
but
side.
you just saying the word right there, though. Man, look, Webby been like, we still listen to Webby. You know what I'm saying?
I
I'm up
don't.
the road with him. But what I'm saying is, like, it ain't like Webby been like, it ain't like he been out there like that still
Right,
neither,
so
though.
that just makes
so
him
he
relevant
needed
again.
something to bring some attention to him, man. So, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
So-
hold on. Let me ask you a question then.
No, I'm not going to do it to bring no attention to me, no.
Right, because you could. Hey, hold on. Because you was out of football for a few years,
Well,
right?
I'm good. I don't
You
need
was out
that
of football
attention.
for a few years, right?
I'm gonna drop me a picture in a sports bra tomorrow. Then you're right.
Hey, the crazy thing is, it looked like he may even tried to work out for it too, though. He said, "Man, I got to get right before I put the sports bra on."
Yeah, his stomach look flatter than mine.
Come
God
on,
dang.
man. Hey, Hollywood done got him, dog.
Well, I mean, truthfully, that shit started with the NBA players. After Allen Iverson got in trouble, and they was like, no more dressing like this.
Right.
You start seeing the point guards looking like pretty girls. So when point guards started, PG. So and then they went over to rap, because rap was a liability.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So what Legacy is basically saying, it started with the NBA culture. Back then, Allen Iverson, man, he set a whole new trend with dressing hip hop at the after post game interviews and stuff like that. The NBA banned that type of attire and said it was too ghetto, it was too thug, it was too hip. And for a minute, they had to come dressed up in suits and all this
Yeah.
other kind of stuff or whatever, right? So they found something wrong with the way Allen Iverson dressed, but they don't find anything wrong with how Russell Westbrook dresses
Because time changed.
or any of these other guys, man. Like,
Back then, it wasn't no being canceled. It wasn't none of that stuff,
What
man.
Allen
None of that.
Iverson
Now,
have?
you know what I'm saying?
What do you
Then you
wear?
say something.
but it was really just he just wore like the baggy.
Oh yeah,
shorts,
Iverson
jeans,
Iverson. Oh
the
yeah, Iverson come there
basketball
with his hat,
jerseys,
with the do-rag
hats
on.
Rags and the
sideways.
hats, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought they
with
was
the
something
tall
like
tee and the
crazy.
jabots, and you know what I'm saying? He's coming
Got
there
it.
like that.
Is an attack on a certain culture of masculinity.
I just think it's an attack on masculinity, period.
Yes, period.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think at the helm of every culture's most dominant masculinity, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna have a problem with their men being portrayed in feminine.
Bruh, listen, man. Okay, let's go back to the rap thing, right? So, back when we was coming up, rappers, you know what I'm saying? Let's say the LA, like I'm talking about like rappers back then. So
Right.
you got the LA, the Kumo D's, and all these cats that was dressing, you know the way they dress.
Right.
But the men at that time were like at the head of the rap game. So you'll see the MC Lights and all them, and they were dressing they baggy jeans,
Right.
and they hats and stuff too. They were dressed a certain way. They would have on they, you know what I'm saying, they snapbacks and they fitteds or whatnot. They was dressing like the men. Okay, the rap game now. Who the hottest rappers now in the rap game? It's the females, the Cardi B's. Them the hottest rappers, the Meg the Stallions and all them. I don't know what all them little cats' name, all them little girls.
Yeah.
So
Glorilla.
so all them is
I
like
like her.
they at the head of the rap game now. So now the rappers trying to dress like them. You
Wait,
see
hold
what
on.
I'm
Was
saying?
that-
Because now they at the head of the rap game.
Look, this
The
guy-
women, is like you saying masculinity is being like they try to diminish masculinity, but the truth is, man, it's almost like these women is like taking over. Man, look, man, we starting a girls' youth football league, so like women are starting to do more things that men have constantly done, and they.
So you're saying the men are trying to get back?
It's almost
and
like they
take
trying
it
to compete
over?
with the women. Yes. But like I said, and this ain't no knock, because I think it's cool that the women
Yeah.
kind of like, I think that's cool. Man, women rappers, man, they doing their thing. I don't listen to them. But at the same time, you know, it look like, yeah, but ain't no knock on them.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Man, you called me jamming Meg the Stallion the other day, dog.
Well, I don't know. I might have had it playing.
Talking
But-
about WAP. I heard WAP in the
Yeah, you
background.
probably did.
I said,
I don't even think Meg do WAP. Who do the WAP? Yeah, that's who do WAP. So, but see, they
Doo-wop.
you know what I'm saying? But you know, they like at the top. Like they
Yeah.
at the top of it right now. So these dudes, man, I feel like they trying to catch up to them, man. You know, they gotta do something to bring some attention to them. Or be like them.
Be like them,
You know?
or pull the attention back onto them.
hey, can we bring back the real women, though? Nah, can we do that?
What does that mean?
I mean, it mean what it mean, right? Because now, okay, listen, me being a guy, you can't speak on this because you wouldn't, you wouldn't know about it. But I can ask Marecus, I can ask Legacy.
Oh, you mean because of the age?
No, it ain't got nothing to do with it. Yeah, well, no, I'm just talking about because of the generation.
Oh,
I guess
okay,
you can say
okay.
age. All right,
Yes,
so listen,
okay.
man, me and Marecus talk every day. All right, we share just funny stuff that we see on social media or whatever stuff. But the majority of what we see when it comes to women is what? What would you say, Marecus?
I mean,
They showing their ass?
yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah,
It's a lot of sexism, all that kind of stuff, whatever. So, and there's also a lot of masculine type women out there. Not and when I say masculine, I don't mean as far as like they're like manly. I just mean like, they
Aggressive.
yeah, just how they approach life. We don't need a man. We don't need, like, the Me Too movement is real, right?
Right.
And I know I'm gonna get in trouble because you shouldn't even, they say it's inappropriate for a man to even speak on the Me Too movement. I'm gonna do it any goddamn way, right? Because that's all over social media. When they start talking, man, they canceling folks. They canceling men for speaking on the Me Too movement.
Oh, so you trying to get us canceled?
I can't get canceled. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna cancel me?
All your haters.
The haters don't pay me. You know, the only person
You
that
got
can
to
cancel.
be, at a certain status.
Yeah,
We ain't there.
the only people that can cancel you is
We
people
ain't there.
that's just writing checks to you.
Okay.
Ain't nobody. I write my own checks. Ain't nobody writing checks to me. You know what I'm saying? So what I mean is this, right? So when I say get back to the real women, and it's no knock on the younger generation, because a lot of these, I don't even consider them to be women yet, because they haven't been nurtured by real women. I'm talking about the women that, they take pride in their appearance other than their sexuality. You know what I'm saying? They can be confident without having to show off body parts. Now I'm saying as a man, and it's gonna sound critical because as men, we like that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it's just,
Man, guys get tired of seeing it.
after a while, you know what I'm saying? It's become the norm. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
because y'all men make it the norm.
how do we make it the norm? Are we the ones dressing the women like that?
No, y'all are the ones that are giving the feedback and the likes and the reposts and the sharing and
You
the
do got a point right there. The thing is, though, man, look, everything changed. That's all it is to it. Everything changed. That's all it is to it, man. Look. And then, like, you talking about, like, the younger girls or whatnot, man, that's doing that. Man, I still go back to this. Bruh, our generation destroyed it, man. We the one that's raising these young girls. We the one raising these young men. Man, we the one started, like, okay, we'll go back to what we just said. Now, because I remember, man, when I was younger and, man, man, like, no limit, right? I was on that musical. I was on them cats.
Yeah.
Pac, man, Death Row. Oh, come on, man.
Right.
Them was my folks. So that's what we was on. But I can remember, man, my uncles, them older cats, man, that's what y'all into crazy, man. Like, just think we into the Chronic, man, G thing, or, man, they ain't nothing but a sample of this song, man. He messed that song up. He did it. Man, y'all listen to that crazy stuff. So people older than us thought what we was doing was crazy. They thought us sagging our pants, which I never been a fan of sagging. But dudes sagging their pants, wearing oversized clothes and wearing their hair turned sideways. We was doing all of that. We was wearing Dickie suits and, man, do-rags. And they thought all that was crazy, man. Y'all not presenting yourselves as respectable men. That's the way they looked at us, the
Right.
older. Y'all not presenting yourselves as respectable men. Look at how y'all coming out here, man. You need to be dressed with your clothes to fit you. Quit wearing your clothes halfway around your ass.
Right.
Why you got on that big-ass T-shirt? Why you got your hat turned sideways? Man, so basically, the same thing that they said about us is what we're saying about this generation. So what I'm saying is, man, things just changed. So, like, truth be told, like, now I got two sons. I got a 17-year-old man. I got a 6-year-old. I don't want to see now one of them. I definitely don't want to see them walking around in no sports bra and no tight shorts. But I don't want to see them walking around with their pants sagging, no bag ass stuff neither.
So my point is this: they may have thought what we did was weird or was different, but did they ever question our masculinity?
No.
Right.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because even though what we did was different, they never assumed that we wanted to be anything other than tougher than what we probably were. You know what I'm saying? Because we wore stuff that made us appear to be tougher. We wore clothes that resembled stuff that gang members was wearing, the Dickies, all this other stuff, whether we was in the gang or not. You know what I'm saying? But we wasn't going around stealing our little sisters or our older sister clothes
Right.
or our mama panties and all this other
No,
kind of
you're
stuff.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Hell, back then, boy, if you got caught,
Oh, yeah.
I'm fucking. I'm finna be real. This is a true story, man. I got my ass up. I'm the youngest of 5. I got up to go to school one day. My mom used to, we had to be out the house by a certain time. You know what I'm saying? So you get up, we used to always have to get our stuff together that night. Well, I didn't get all my stuff together that night. So I'm rushing trying to get out the house. All right? I go to grab a pair of socks. Man, they was my sister's socks. You know what I'm saying? These are like, I remember the little socks had the little ball on the back of them and stuff or whatever. Man, I say, fuck it. I got to get out the house, man. Throw them goddamn socks on. My mama beat my ass. Those are girl socks. You don't wear those. You know what I'm saying? Well, mama, they just socks. No, they not just socks. Those are for females. They got socks for girls. They got socks for boys. Now, you can say that's old school thinking and stuff or whatever, but that stuck with
ain't
me
wrong with
because
it,
what
yeah.
I started to realize was this. There are certain things that women wear and there's certain things that guys wear. You know what I'm saying? But now, there's no difference. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, there was this thing, and it was funny to me, man, because, social media rules the world nowadays, right? Mm-hmm. So there was this dude, and they showed him with a pair of shoes. I don't know if y'all seen. They showed him like with a pair of shoes, right? Then they showed his T-shirt.
Hey,
Then
hold on, Red, real quick. I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy, man. Look who on here. Hey, E.
See that? What's going
Hey,
on, man? Boy in Georgia down there killing it,
What's
man.
going on, boy? You over there getting that work in? You over there in GA getting that work in? No doubt. No doubt. Hey, do your thing, boy. Proud of you, man. Do your thing.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't, that was Anthony Evans, man, one of our hometown greats up at the University of Georgia right now, man, doing his thing or whatnot, man. So we definitely want to give him a shout out on the show. But my point is this. They got old boy on social media. He's showing his whole outfit. It get all the way down to his drawers. And the dude had a pair, I don't know if you call him a pair, because I call him a pair of drawers, but I don't know if you can call it a pair of G-string or whatever, your G-string. Dude had a thong, man, to go with his outfit.
Who you talking about, man?
Yeah.
This was on social media, man. It was out there. Look, man, let me stop, man. 'Cause people go.
No, man.
People
I'm
gonna
finna-
think
I'm
I'm
finna-
coming
I'm finna
across
go-
as
No,
as I'm bashing folks or whatever. But the bottom line is this, man.
Everybody got their own opinions on how they want to dress. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, I know I ain't finna dress like no woman. That's just who I ain't. I ain't finna do that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, these cats now, these young cats now, man. So basically, my point is this, man. We all contribute. Like every generation contribute to something that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think our parents was the drug thing. You know what I'm saying? They contributed to the big drug boom. Mm-hmm. We contributed to the gang violence and the violence and all that. And these cats now they're contributing to weird shit. You see what I'm saying? So everybody just contribute to something. You see what I'm saying? So we all raising these kids, man. We the ones raising them. So we can't say nothing about them, man, because man, look, obviously you ain't do what you supposed to do if you didn't want him to be that way or her to be that way or to dress that way or whatnot. So
Ready for the world to pass.
so you can't, like, you know what I'm saying? You can't knock them on it.
Hey, man, change what you can change. Control what you can control,
That's it.
Control
man.
what you can
You
control.
know what I'm saying? So,
That's it.
we do live in a more accepting society nowadays, and I'm appreciative of that because the one thing that you can never lose sight of is this. At one point in time, even with us growing up, there were people who didn't accept us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Still
And they
don't.
had preconceived notions of our intelligence. They had preconceived notions of our abilities, and they had preconceived notions of who we are as people. You know what I'm saying? And what do they say? That's just how we was raised. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And, we had condemnation for those folks. So we said, man, you need to get with the times, right? So I understand that the younger generation, they probably feel the same way. Like, man,
Yeah,
y'all
Fred,
need
you need to get with the times.
Well, you know what? And maybe one of these days, I won't. You know what I'm saying? Because I told you, I'm at the age right now.
You won't be stuck.
Listen, I'm at the age right now when I'm probably not going to change. You know what I'm saying? You know how they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks? I know why they
that's
say that
you.
now.
Yes,
All
I
right?
know.
But you also realize when you hit a certain age, man, I've experienced more than a lot of folks.
That's
I've
it,
seen
right.
more than a lot of folks. So
Right.
my wisdom is probably a little bit more than the next person because I've been through a little bit more.
Yeah, but
So,
you've experienced stuff during your time, like the stuff that these.
But I'm
kids
living
are
But
during
see, that
your
type
time
of stuff
now.
don't change though. That's the thing that don't change. Like the way of living don't change. So the stuff
Yes
you
and
experience, no, the stuff that you experience, like man, that's just that's the part that ain't gonna never change. Like we talking about fashion, you know, the weird stuff, but that stuff ain't gonna never
changes.
change. Like the way you should teach or the way. I mean, look, it ain't no in between right and wrong. It ain't no in
True.
between of that shit. You either right or
True.
you wrong. So you can either teach right or you can teach wrong. You can raise right or you can raise wrong. You can't raise no in between. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, like these kids now, man, even when you're raising them to be a certain way or wanting them to kind of end up a certain way, it's so much influence out here in the streets now from others that's we go back to this, man. So, and I think this a lot of why people be so scared to say stuff they really feel. Because you gotta look now, man, when we was younger, man, wasn't nobody talking about your mental health. Wasn't nobody talking about mental health issues and none of that. Didn't nobody care, man. If you depressed and your ass better get in there and fix it. Yeah, like I know if I'm over there in Tuscaloosa, Alabama with my folks and I'm walking the hood telling them dudes I'm depressed, man, they probably gonna slap the shit out of me and be, man, you better get yourself together, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a sign of being weak. You see what I'm saying? But that's what that was then. But see, now people are being more aware of mental health issues and talking about it a lot more. So that's what I think people be more afraid to say certain things about a certain culture or a certain group because, man, what if that person just break down and you talking about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they use that
Yeah.
now. That's what they use now. And in some cases it could be true. And in some cases they could just be playing their cards, you know what I'm saying, to try to get their thing across.
Yeah.
But see, that's the differences from our time and now. Because in our time, I know there's a whole lot of cats that came up depressed, but they weren't going to say it. You weren't going to know it. You know who depressed. They sitting over there drunk. You know who depressed. They sitting over there drinking their life away. Them cats depressed. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't hear none of that. You see what I'm saying? But now, that's all they talk about. So you got to be careful of how, because everything, if you state your opinion nowadays, you're attacking somebody. You see what I'm saying? You're attacking them.
Hey, that's word right there. Now I will say this, you know, I do give today's generation a lot of credit for being able to speak up into what they believe in, because back then we were hushed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we were told, hey man, don't say that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's how I feel. No, well, you're not gonna say that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we were encouraged. I can't say encouraged. You know what I'm saying? We were not allowed to speak against whatever the societal norm was back then. You just kind of went with the flow and you adapted to it. Even if you didn't agree with it, you know, you still had to follow the masses or whatnot, right? The generation nowadays, if they see something that don't look right or don't sound right, they're going to speak up on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So back then, once again, you go back to my childhood, we didn't talk back to our parents.
Couldn't get
Parents tell you to do something, you just did it. You know what I'm saying? You talk back if you want to. All right. Nowadays, is tough as a disciplinarian as I think I am. My son talk back, and when I say talk back, I don't mean like in a disrespectful way. But if I ask him, "Hey man, didn't I tell you to go clean your room up?" "Yeah, Dad, but I want to finish watching my show first. I'm still clean up." "Well, no, go do it now." "Okay. Well, can I do it in 10 minutes when the show is over?" "No, I said do it now." "Okay." "Oh man, but that sucks." And I'm like, all right, cool, man. Like, I ain't gonna whoop his ass behind that. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the difference.
But
because
that's
back
the
in the
difference.
day,
because back then,
Yeah.
you could do the
You
same thing.
had
Your
done
mama,
that.
listen. Back in the day, your mama could be like, "Didn't I tell you to clean that room?" Wet, pow. So
Hey,
you
that was
go
it.
wet, pow. That's how I asked
you
to say
didn't
shit.
even have to do that.
Clean that
If she
room.
thought you was taking that, she could turn around and walk away and see behind her head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you get backhanded.
Yeah.
Right? So my whole point, once again, is this. I mean, as much as we jump on today's generation, you know what I'm saying, there are a lot of trailblazers that are leading this generation that are trying to open up avenues that we traditionally and historically haven't had. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of the old heads is out there, they ain't gonna lie, they cowards. You know what I'm saying? And they stuck in their old ways because they don't believe in change, right? I'm all for change, but I want the good change. I want the positive change. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want to stay stagnant and stay stuck in old school values and traditions and customs. You know, but at the same time, man, I'm not gonna subscribe to the new school bullshit either.
No,
You know what I'm saying? To where they're telling you, man, this don't exist. You know, the whole cancel culture, like you said, man. If you speak out against something, you know, you offend somebody. Well, man, I may not like that style of clothes. That don't mean that I don't like you. I just don't like the style of clothes.
Right.
If you choose to wear those clothes, you know, I'm not saying I don't like you because you wear them. I'm just saying I don't like the clothes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? People can't separate an opinion from reality.
Everything's an attack now.
You know what I'm saying? Everything is an attack.
Carl said he took a reality check tour back home with his kids, and they want no parts of that life after that tour.
I'm telling you, man, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
Now, since we was talking about mental health, let's kind of steer it in the direction of youth sports, right? So I think we all have had kids in our programs, right? Not just Marecus and myself, but just anybody that's out there watching that runs a youth program or has been a part of a youth program. If you can't acknowledge that you've had kids out there with some mental health issues, man, you probably done missed the boat, man. A lot of these kids are suffering from severe mental illness, right? And that's whether it's at the hands of family members, you know, the way the education system is put together, or what have you. Marecus just mentioned about kids not being able to express themselves or talk about what's going on with them because they're afraid of being labeled. You know, once again, it was a sign of weakness when we were kids because nobody wanted to be labeled as being depressed. Man, I still struggle with that now. Somebody said, man, I got to go into a therapist. And I'm like, oh, man, they're going to put that on your medical records, man. Something ever happened to you, bro, they going to say that you was crazy. Nope, I ain't telling nobody. I ain't telling nobody I heard some voices in my head. They going to think I'm crazy.
You hear voices in your head?
Every now and then I do.
Oh, shit.
Voices be telling me to slap the shit out of certain folks, man. But I go against those voices, though. I don't talk back to them. I just go against them, right? But anyway, so, you know, just trying to deal with some of these kids with some of these mental health issues can be challenging, right? Because a lot of folks, they want to win so bad, they'll turn them kids away. Mm-hmm. So a couple episodes ago, we talk about what we're really here for as you football coaches. And that shouldn't be to win every game. It should be to have a positive impact on these kids' lives because you never know what this life lesson will take that kid 10 years down the line. Somebody just believing them. Somebody giving them an opportunity to just speak their truth. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I know with you being a team mom for several years, you running organizations, what's y'all input on that?
I have to say, first off, because that is a huge thing. Mental illness across the board is a huge thing. But I have to say, the parents first have to step in and let us as coaches, org owners, leaders, whatever, like the parents got to be real with themselves too, because some of these parents will bring their kids out and you know something ain't right with little Johnny. But the mom is like, no, he just needs to be disciplined and no, just get him out there and yell, go do this and do that. And we're just like, something's going on. Like, what's going on? Like, we have 30 kids. Like, you got to let us know. So I think that we need to work together as well. The parents need to do their due diligence. And then, you know, let's be honest with what's going on with your child. But once we do know and realize that there is some type of mental health issue going on with the child, then yes, we definitely do need to put a special hand on that child and be like, okay, let's walk through this. Let's do this. Right. You know, let's just be a little bit more, you know.
Well, man, so honestly, that kind of go back to what we were just talking about, the way we was raised. If a parent bring him out there and they know something wrong with him, but they say, no, ain't nothing wrong with him, and he better not say nothing. You see what I mean? So, man, to be honest with you, kids are smart.
Yeah.
Kids are smart, man. Kids are a lot smarter than what we want to give them credit for. Mm-hmm. So, man, we don't even know how many kids it is out there that we work with on a daily basis that have so much that they want to say to us and they just don't do it. You know what I mean? Or they just can't do it because they're afraid of what's going to happen to them when they get home. They're gonna be afraid of how we going to look at them. They're going to be afraid that we tell their friends and how their friends going to look at them. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot to go with that. But, and this ain't trying to be put a plug or anything out there. This is real. So, like, the one thing that I know that we're trying to do this year is that thing that I'll talk to you about it, this thing called the Impact Program. You know what I'm saying? We're going to bring kids in. We're going to have tutoring, different Bible study things, stuff like that for the ones that want to be a part of it, which we encourage them all to do that. But we also going to give them time just to talk. You see what I'm saying? Like, man, it's time for y'all to just, and man, look, we want you to be honest with us. Anything you want to tell, whether it's good or bad, anything you want to get off your chest, anything you want to get off your mind, you know what I mean? Here's your time to talk about it. Nobody's going to judge you. We're here to help you. And we want to see if that's going to help it. It may not. You know what I mean? Because you're going to have a lot of kids, like I just said, they ain't going to want to say nothing. They raised like that. Man, a lot of kids know, man, you better not go tell our business. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as parents, we going to tell our kids, man, you going there telling our business to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Now, we going to do that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, man, if it's something that these kids, especially, you know what I'm saying, having things going on mentally with them, you know, man, you could have a kid out there that could be a star player right now at 9 years old.
Right.
And it could be batshit crazy in his head right now because of the pressure that's being put on him to be that star. You see what I'm saying? Cause you can tell the kids that's mentally messed up based off their damn parents.
Yeah.
Or based off the pressure that they putting on them. You see what I'm saying? So, but I don't know. I don't know how you can fix that other than just try it, like I said. What we're going to try to do is give them opportunity just to speak about it.
Right.
Man, talk
I
to us
like
about
that.
it. And just see if that'll help anything. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, I do think that a lot of these kids are dealing with issues that are much bigger than youth sports,
Right.
you know, nowadays or whatever and stuff. So that's why I commend the kids that come out there and lay everything on the line, man, because a lot of the times we don't know what these kids are going through.
At all.
Hell, truth be told, if you really want to tell the truth, sometimes we don't even know what our own kids are going through.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, so
Yeah.
you know, you really got to try to dig deep and hope that somebody has the same compassion for like your kid that you would have for their kids.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, one of the things that I look at nowadays when it comes to coaching, especially the kids who are having some of these challenges, is just trying to be someone that encourages them. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're, you know, a great athlete or not, you know what I'm saying? Because once again, it's bigger than the sport.
Yeah. That's why I give props to anybody who deals with kids. Like, anybody who deals with kids.
Right.
Teachers, coaches, whatever it is. Anybody who teaches kids, like, y'all got props. It's hard enough dealing with my own kids.
Right.
But god dang, like my teacher, like Christian's teacher last week called and was like, hey, have you noticed this and this and this? And I'm like, you know what? That's really big of you for you to call. You got 30 kids. For you to call me on your time and
Right.
say, hey, did you notice this about your son?
Yeah,
About your son?
teachers are the most underappreciated
Underappreciated.
people in the workforce.
Man.
Underappreciated, man. So when you, it's gonna
So-
sound crazy, but when you talking about mental health issues, man, just think a lot of the teachers that are suffering mental health issues because of the stress that our kids are causing them.
Exactly.
And then we over here yelling at the teachers
Right.
like it's their fault.
You know, so that's why I said, and I'm glad, you know, Rob is actually the one who pitched this idea to us, man, because it is something that we don't talk about enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, we'll talk about, you know, all of the highlights and, you know, the lowlights, you know what I'm saying, or whatever and stuff, but we don't really get into the actual cause of some of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And for some of you parents out there, man, like, do y'all kids a favor. You know what I'm saying? And take some of the emphasis off of the success and put it on these kids' mental health. Right. Because you may be driving your kid to that mental health issue. Right. You know what I'm saying? By putting so much emphasis on them being great, or them being the best, or whatever. These kids are young. You know what I'm saying? Man, Tori brought up a question at the beginning of the show about, you know, us going back to when we was 18. You know what the funny thing is? I can actually remember when I was 18. it's not too much
can
I
too.
remember when I was 9
Yeah.
or 8.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So does that mean it wasn't important, or does that just mean that so much stuff has transpired since that age to where it's almost become irrelevant? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
so
you don't remember it. But a lot of the stuff you did at 8 and 9 is still in you today. You just
Well,
don't remember.
Yeah, most definitely. But the point I'm trying to make is this: were you great at 8 years of age? Would you consider yourself to be great at 8 years of age?
No, man.
Probably
You know what
not,
I'm
right?
saying? No.
Back then, you know what? And it's crazy because back then, there was no pressure on us to be great at 8.
Right.
We just
There was no
was
pressure on
doing
us to be great at 9.
It wasn't social
You
media.
know what I'm
it wasn't
saying?
any of that.
I was
Right.
gonna say-
We would just wanted to have fun
Yeah.
and enjoy life, man. Be a kid. Our parents should always say, "Don't rush to be a grown up."
Yeah.
And what did we want to do when we was
wanted to be
kids?
grown.
We want to be grown.
Yeah.
You're acting grown. You know what I'm saying? And they say, "Trust me.
Yeah.
Take your time. You'll never
telling
get
you.
that time back." So
telling you.
now when I look
Man.
at a lot of these parents that are rushing their kids into adulthood, you know what I'm saying? Because they want them to be this elite athlete. They want them to be the best of everything that they step foot on, everything that they touch. They don't realize, man, sometimes that they are driving their kids off a proverbial cliff.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Into destruction.
Now, that's the
Because
one thing,
it's
Fred.
hard to hold on to that for your whole life.
It is. That's the one thing that I wish we could go back and change.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't talk about it all. The one thing I wish we could go back and change is to eliminate social media. Because
Ooh,
as kids,
yes.
and not saying, you know what I'm saying, and you know, that's kind of crazy. If we didn't have social media, we wouldn't be doing this right now. But, man, I would rather not be doing this right now if it could change, you know what I'm saying, a lot of things that didn't happen between when social media started into now. Man,
Yeah.
as kids, not saying we had the best childhood, because our kids maybe tell their kids one day they had the best childhood. But, man, we was kids, man, this stuff you can't do no more. Man, you don't see kids out riding their bikes all
Nah.
over town on Saturdays. Man, back in the day, you already know. Man, we on them bicycles and we gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We going to somebody's house. We going to play ball out here. We going to do this. We going to do that.
Somebody's front yard. It's
Somebody-
about 10 bikes
Go
laid
a
in
whole
the
bunch
front
of bikes
yard.
in front
Yeah.
yard,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, see, it was so much.
And that's how you knew that's where everybody was at.
Exactly. But then when the sports club come around, man, it was just like, man, your parents come, they cheering you on. If you pretty good, you know what I'm saying? I know my mama was the ultimate trash talker. You know what I'm saying? She'd be sitting there talking noise. But after the games, that was it. Hey, good job, baby. You go home and you do something different. It wasn't, hey, you got to get in here and train, or you got to go over here and do this. Now, the thing is this. Now, the one thing, back then, if you had a good balance with that, though, a lot of us probably could have went further, because the training part and stuff like that, I don't think that's bad. I think that's kind of good, because that is helping a lot of these young kids now have success later.
Yeah. We need
But
more
it is a
knowledge
certain
about it.
thing as pushing it too far.
Right.
Like, man, allow your kids to have some other life outside of football. But then again, here's my thing, and I'll shut up. But here's the thing. A lot of times, the kids have another life outside of football. The parents don't. So they talk about that 24/7. They
Right.
talk about it over and over and
Right.
over, to where they kid finally keep hearing it, and that's what's putting the pressure on.
Yep.
The kid is trying, okay, I went out here and I played and I did this, man, I'm finna go over here and play Roblox or something with my homeboy. But the
Yeah.
parent is still talking, man, y'all should have won that game. This happened. This what happened. You got to get out there and do. You got to get. And the kid, that's what started putting the pressure on. So really nowadays, the parents ain't got no damn life outside of the youth
Yeah,
sport.
it's social.
That's
The
what it really
parents
look like
are
to
so tapped into social media, like they just want to put a name out for themselves, and they're doing it through their kids. So it's just like, I got to get all these likes because my kid is. You gonna see my kid running a half a mile in 5 seconds, and so they're like, oh, I got to get a like. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just think it. Go ahead, Raw.
I got a question I want to ask y'all as president. When you have those parents of kids, and that's speaking to the audience as well, if you have those parents that already know that their child has a mental illness, let us know.
yes,
Oh yeah.
Let us know.
yes,
because just by you sitting, just like you were saying before, they're sitting on the side and they'll be like, oh, well, you know, he's all right. Just go out there and do what you do. Y'all get it, discipline
Right.
or whatever. There's a certain way to handle a child like that.
yeah,
And it comes from a parent letting you know, hey, this is what works. This is what you do. Let's find a happy medium.
Right.
And let's go ahead and let's proceed from there. But one thing that I think coaches do also is that they put a blanket over the whole team and think you're going to coach every child the same.
Same.
can't
Right.
do
yeah,
Yeah.
Can't do that.
That may, it's not treating the child special because you're paying attention to his mental illness and his mental being, but you're also helping him.
Well, let's. And I
For
don't
him
mean to
to
cut you off.
comprehend
I don't
what
mean
you're
to cut
actually
you off.
trying to teach him.
I don't know if the audience can hear what Rob was saying.
Subtitles on the bottom there.
Okay, good. Okay. So my thing is this, Rob, to be honest, not all these coaches care about that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the ugly truth. You know what I'm saying? Some of these kids get neglected that don't have mental health issues. They just ain't good enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like I said, when we really tell the truth, you know, if these parents aren't willing to come forward and say, hey man, my child may have an issue with this. And I ain't gonna lie, like I've been fortunate to have parents that will come and tell me, hey man, you know, my child he's a great athlete or whatever, but he has a problem with focusing, or he has a problem with
Right.
self-esteem or what have you. So can you kind of just be mindful of that as you coach him up? You know, I'm like, yeah, no problem. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the old adages, at least that I was coached upon, is, man, we treat everybody fair, but we don't treat everybody the same. We coach everybody fairly, but we don't coach everybody the same. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, because not everybody is the same. You know, you may have a kid that responds from being cussed out every 5 minutes because that's what he's used to. But then you may also have a kid who ain't never been cussed at. So the moment you start cursing at that kid, thinking it's gonna get him to be tough or whatever and stuff, you done broke that kid down. You know, and you've created a mental health issue for that kid, because now every time you go to coach that kid and
He
you
shuts down.
curse at him, they shut down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Traumatic experience. Traumatic experience.
Right. You know.
So parents, you're doing injustice by not being open with the coaches and not saying, hey, this is what's going on.
Right, and at the same time, man, some of the damn coaches got mental health issues themselves and shouldn't be out there coaching them. So that
True.
go a long way too. So, man, truth is this, man, we all could do better at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think all of us have over time, because we've coached so many years. Can't none of us say we did a perfect job at coaching every kid that we've done every season. Man, there's been some kids that I'm pretty sure that we can say on some teams that we had that we kind of maybe neglected a little bit because they weren't producing like other kids, or they wasn't
Right.
as good as other kids. So, and we kind of like, you know, not being mean to them, not being, you know, because a lot of those kids, I think those are the ones that I was kind of the nicest to. But at the same time, it was almost like I didn't really give them a shot
A
neither,
chance,
or
yeah.
I didn't put enough of myself into them to get them a chance. So that's what I'm
Right.
saying. As coaches, there's a lot of stuff that we can do better too. Like, you know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? We could do better, because that kid that's really not that good, he may be quiet, he may be this and that. You can be nice to him all you want, but he could be suffering from some type of mental issue.
Right.
So if you really take time and focus and really try to develop that kid, that may boost his whole, you know what I mean, his self-esteem to where, you know what, this coach took his time, he put it into me,
Yeah.
and look at what I became. So what I'm saying is, man, we just got to do better as coaches. You got to do better as parents. We got to do better as adults.
As adults.
You know,
Like a lot of programs, I know back home, a lot of, you know, I don't know if football was that big, Little League football that big, but a lot of programs that allow you to get certifications in those different things on how to deal with. But when we think about mental health, immediately it goes to something traumatic. But like you said earlier, somebody could have ADHD, one of the
ADHD,
acronyms,
yeah.
you know, lack of focus or
Right.
medication or different things. I think having those criteria and certificates for the president coach organization, it protects you guys as well, because
That's
if
a
a
good
kid's on
idea.
medicine,
Yeah.
and like for instance, my daughter, you know, epilepsy, right? And or if I had a son, there was epilepsy and he taking medicine, but in the football, you know what I'm saying, that liability become on that unknowing coach or that
Right.
unknowing. So those different things, it's like those need to be, because you got to protect yourself. Now, one thing about
Right.
this generation, they can be wrong and still sue you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
see,
So like, I think education for those organizations in Little League football, at least at a minimum, know the signs or know how to deal with it. You know what I
Right.
mean? With protecting
And that stuff, that type of stuff, man, I feel like ain't nobody got to do for us, man. If we really wanted to do something to kind of change some of the ways we do it, man, like I said, I'm just going back to something, man, that I really shouldn't even say, but I'm gonna do it anyway, and I know I'm wasting my breath. But man, if you look on social media, all you see all the time, man, we gotta do better than this. How we gonna get together? How can we bring this together? How can we bring ourselves together to do that? man, a start is, man, let's start sitting down and talking collectively as coaches about what we can do to help our own programs to be better. We could talk about that together. Hey, man, Fred, this is what I want to do to make DMF Ducks better, to make them a better. What you think about this? And you can do vice versa. And we can all sit down and talk about stuff like that. And I think we could all come up. If all of us sat down and talk about it, I'm pretty sure if it's 50 of us in the room, somebody in there may have an answer for us.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Or some type of resource.
Or
Now,
this
this is what I'm gonna say, man, because eventually you get to a point where when you say it's all about the kids. I ain't never met a person in my life that has shown my kid love that I dislike. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You want to gain favor from me? Show me that you care about my kid,
No doubt.
right? You know what I'm saying? So as coaches, when you start showing these parents that you care about their kids, they're going to love you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because we know that the world that we live in nowadays, and we can joke and laugh, and we talk about some stupid shit at times or whatever stuff, but now we're being serious. The world that we live in nowadays, man, I think our biggest fears as parents is something happening to our kids. You know, somebody mistreating our kids, you know what I'm saying? Because they expect protection from us. They expect that unconditional love, you know. Even when they're wrong, they're trying to learn. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if y'all have sat down and tried to teach y'all kids some math or some English or whatever stuff. It gets frustrating at times, right? You know, to the point where you just like, why don't you understand what I'm telling you, right? And your kids look at you like, well, I just don't get how you teaching it. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I don't want to learn it. I don't understand it. Maybe you're not doing a great job of explaining it to me. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you're the one with the problem, right? So because I've been coaching long enough, I can acknowledge that now. Stacey made a point of a comment that says, well, we got to get to know our players.
Yeah.
Not every player learns the same.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're not getting to learn, if you're not getting to know your players, you know what I'm saying? Or if you think that your way is the only way of getting a child to overcome an obstacle, an issue, then you probably not qualified to run a team, right? And a lot of the things that we're going through nowadays, when we really try to hit the nail on the head is, for one, do you care about my kid enough to put the game secondary? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you care about my kid enough to put the game secondary?
But who have you seen? Think about it, and let's be honest about it.
It's very few, right?
Exactly.
Now, and I'm going to tell you, like I said, I don't mind being real about this, because some parents will say, well, damn, Fred, you know, I don't think that you can say that even speaks for you, right?
That's
And that's
yeah.
perfectly fine, because everybody has an opinion,
Right.
But ultimately, you know what I'm saying, my goal when it comes to the kids that I coach, you know what I'm saying, is to develop a relationship with them. Just because you don't get on the field don't mean I don't care about you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man, you may not play one down, but I guarantee you'll never show up to one of my practices and leave feeling like I don't care about you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where I feel like a lot of us missed the mark. You know what I'm saying? Because, once again, some of these kids, all they need is somebody to show them some type of positive affirmation. Hey, man, way to work today. We talked last week about participation trophies. And what did I say? I said, man, I think all the kids deserve something, some type of acknowledgement, because you don't know what they've gone through to get through what they've gotten through, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, once again, touchy subject, right? Very touchy subject, because Tori was like, nah, man, they don't deserve nothing, right? Putting your ass on the spot.
I could see.
All right? So
Again.
listen, but the thing is this, you know, and I'm going to be real with y'all. When we went off air, you know what I'm saying, Tori was like, I don't mean it that way, that they don't deserve nothing. I just mean like that everybody shouldn't be treated as a champion if they're not champions, but that don't mean that they shouldn't be celebrated for their accomplishments, right? So the point that I'm making once again is this. If you are a leader of an organization, if you're a leader of a team, man, you will gain so much favor in the parents' eyes if you show admiration for their kid, if you show a desire for their kid to progress. You know what I'm saying? If you show any type of enjoyment for seeing their kid at an elevated level, right? I'm going to put your husband on the spot. There was a game last year, right? And you was there. Me and Brian got into it. So, Brian, if you're watching, it is what it is, right?
Man, he better be watching.
I love Brian. We was beating the team by almost 50 points. And I said, Brian, get these other kids in the game. I am. I'm finna do it in a minute. I said, no, Brian, put them in now. You don't have a minute to waste. You know what I'm saying? This game is about to be over with in literally 10 minutes, man. Get them other kids in the game. You know, Brian was so, in his defense, he was so caught up in the moment because he's trying to accomplish something that nobody in our organization up to that point had accomplished. You know what I'm saying? So his mind ain't on little Johnny or little Timmy. You know what I'm saying? But thank God he has people in his corner that are reminding him, hey, man, what are we here for? You got to have that village. Mm-hmm. You got to have that village around you to say, hey, man, as much as I love you, bro, I love these kids. I love these kids, man. Get these kids in the game. And you know what happened? By the time the game was over with, all them kids got in. They had a good time. And their parents got to celebrate them, whether it was for 3 plays, 4 plays, or whatever. They got to celebrate their kid. And you know what Brian said? Man, I'm glad because, man, I was caught up in the moment. You know what I'm saying? That's what real men do. That's what real people do. You know what I'm saying? Because we all get caught up. I've been there before.
Yeah, that ain't no knock on him at all because all of us going to get caught up in the moment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like you just said, for him to come back and say, man, I'm glad you did that, you know what I'm saying? That shows his character. But, man, like, truthfully, man, my whole thing, everything you just said is spot on. But, man, the only way to fix it is that we got to do, like you just said, not just, the village just don't contain of people of the San Antonio Outlaw organization.
Right.
The village ain't just the DMF Ducks organization. The village is everyone out here that's involved in youth sports. You know what I'm saying? If we all got to find a way to start making changes to, okay, I'm being funny, but I'm being real at the same time. Man, if you don't want to see your son running around here in the damn sports bra and shit, man, we need all work together, man, to prevent that. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just using that as an example. You see what I'm saying? If you don't want to see him running around here game banging, doing all this stuff, man, or whatever, man, we can all work, like, okay. Give me a kid over in y'all organization. Just throw a name out there. Just a name.
Mills.
Who?
Mills.
Mills. Okay. So let's look Mills in there, out there. Man, y'all over the Outlaws showing Mills all type of love. Y'all show them y'all care about them. When we play against them, what if I walk up and be like, what's up, little Mills, blah, 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 dabbing them up, you know what I'm saying, all that. Man, that stuff go a long way with them kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of looking at them like they the enemy that day. And,
Right.
No, man, we ain't fooling with y'all. See, stuff like that go a long way when you showing love to kids, not a part of your organization either.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, man, that's one way that we can start kind of like, when we start doing that, not just, okay, we're going to show love to this kid or that kid because we know their parents. No, we're going to show love to all the kids. We're going to show love to all the parents. Now, when we're in between them lines, you already know what it is. We got to try to, but when it's over, man, there's no reason that we can't be all, you know, showing love to each other and trying to figure out different things that we can do together to help build, you know what I'm saying, the youth sports community. Instead of after the game, then we finna box it out because one of us lost.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Now, I will say this, okay, so Quisha put a comment, she put, you have to be careful and not make mental health the scapegoat, right? So, because there is, now, and I'm glad you brought that up, right? Because now a lot of these parents will self-diagnose they kids. Kid ain't been to no doctor, therapist, nothing. They'll self-diagnose. Sometimes even as we as coaches, we do that. You know what I'm saying, man? And we stigmatize these kids to where we put a jacket on them that really may not apply to them. You know what I'm saying? So we also have to be careful on that other end too, because nobody wants to get labeled as something that's really not appropriate for them. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to point that out because that's like the opposite side of it. You know what I'm saying? Some of these kids, yes, we must acknowledge that they may have some issues, but then don't just use that as a random scapegoat to say, well, hey, man, this kid, because now I ain't gonna lie to you. If I'm telling the real truth, I've heard coaches say, man, that kid need to be on medicine. Man, you're not no doctor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You may need to be on some damn medicine. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever stuff, you know. But, like you said over there laughing, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is this, man, like, once we get back into it, you know, I'm with you 100% about what you just said. Because if the village is strong, you know, normally everybody in the village will exude that strength. You know what I'm saying? If I go to play you, and me and you beefing before the game, it's probably gonna make our kids beef, right? After the game, whether we win or lose, right? And we gonna say, hey man, good game, man. You know, you find a kid who you may have thought did good or who maybe didn't do as good. Because see, the thing is this: the kid who did great, he gonna have a long line of folks telling, man, good game, boy, you did your thing.
Exactly.
But that kid, look, we watched some national, not national, we watched some college football games, and every NCAA football championship, there's always a kid that makes a big mistake. You know what I'm saying? When I was watching Deion Sanders' team when he was coaching with Jackson State, the dude dropped a wide open pass, right? Wide open pass. He catch it, they win the game. You know what I'm saying? How many people you think went to him after the game and said, hey, man, that's all right, man. We still love you. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. We watched the game when, who was that, the KC was playing, and the dude got the penalty on Patrick Mahomes from the Bengals, right? You know what I'm saying? And what did they say? You seen that guy sitting on the sideline with his head down. His whole team on left, and only one person came over there and hugged him and said, hey, man, that's all right. You know what I'm saying? Those are the type of things that we should be doing for our young kids.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Instead, I ain't gonna lie, man, some of y'all are horrible coaches. Because I don't give a damn if the kid screws the game up, blows a call, misses a tackle, gets a penalty or whatever stuff. It should never be that kid's fault publicly. Never. You know what I'm saying? You as a coach say, you know what, man, I should have done a better job. I should have prepared you better for the moment so you could have had success when the opportunity presented itself. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to be real with the kid behind closed doors and say, hey, man, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, next time I want you to do a better job, man. Your team is that's fine. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that because you don't have to lie to the kid.
You still got to coach.
You still got to coach.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is we've seen too many instances where these coaches will blame everybody except for themselves. Which to me is another form of mental illness because it ain't never your goddamn fault.
Right.
It ain't never your fault. I don't give a damn what happened. You know what I'm saying? You want all the credit for the success, but you want none of the blame for the failure.
That's mental illness, which is never your fault.
That's a form of mental illness.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you this. All the way up until I got to college, you know, I was one of those that believed that mental illness was a sign for the weak. You know what I'm saying? They used to call it mental retardation back then. You know, you mentally retarded. You like, what the hell, man? You know, and you don't realize now this calling somebody retarded is that to me that is offensive.
Yeah, it's offensive.
You know, it ain't you know, that ain't being soft. Man, that's
disrespectful.
That's disrespectful. It's offensive. If you look up what a retard is, you know what I'm saying? I don't believe that anybody could ever been called that or whatever stuff. But the whole point is this. When I was growing up, you know what I'm saying? Those were common terms. These MR, mentally retarded, this, that, and whatever, right? Nobody wanted to be diagnosed with that. You know what I'm saying? People did whatever they could to disguise that.
Hide it, yeah.
To hide it. You know what I'm saying? You know, the one thing that I say about this generation nowadays that I am proud of is folks are coming out saying, hey, man, I do have a mental illness. You know, I do suffer from some type of mental health condition, whatever, but it's not going to define who I am because I still want the same thing that you want. I still want to be successful. I can still go work a regular job. I can still get up and do this, that, and whatever, you know what I'm saying? I just need a little bit of assistance or I may need a little bit more preparation. What's the difference when it comes to a kid playing football or basketball?
The assistance, man, is support.
Right.
And motivation and stuff like that. That's the assistance. Man, you can't have somebody constantly, and I'm talking about, man, speaking for an adult, a kid, and everybody. Man, you can't have somebody constantly tearing you down over and over and over again when you have certain things that you're already dealing with within in your head. So imagine like being an adult right now and you dealing with that. So imagine
I can't imagine.
So being an adult and dealing with. So now when you got a kid that's having to deal with stuff like that, because you got kids like, man, look, like you just said, not only is the kid hiding the depression or the low self-esteem, but the parent is hiding all the dumb shit that they doing at home. So they hiding it. They coming out like they a great parent. But they hiding, really, they taking their kid home and dogging them out.
Hey, they done got an F.
You know,
parenting.
You know what I'm saying?
But they
dogging
come
their
out to
kid.
practice, boy. They the parent of the year.
Right, but they're dogging their kid. They dogging him. So, man, my thing is, what I think I was trying to get is like, man, I don't want to sound, because I know a lot of people looking at this and be like, man, Marecus and Fred both full of shit. I done seen them niggas coach. I done seen them dudes coaching. I see them out there, you know what I'm saying? I see them out there, you know what I'm saying? Being hard on the kids. Marecus doing all that cussing on the show. But see, the one thing they don't know, and Raw can vouch for me on this, man, I know every one of my players.
Yeah.
That's one thing. That's one thing I done a lot of things wrong in youth sports, and I ain't got no problem speaking about it. I try to speak about it all the time because we're trying to do better. But if one thing that can't nobody take from me, man, I've always known all of my players and how I can move with them.
Right.
That's the one thing that I always try to do from the jump. So it was certain kids I can just get out there, man, what the fuck? You know, I'm not saying that was the right thing to do at the time, but I was able to do that and they would respond.
Right.
If I would have done that to this kid and you were there, if I went there to this kid, we know, okay, I can't talk to that kid like that. You see what I'm saying? If I do that to this kid, man, he done. You see what I'm saying? But point being is, man, just because we're saying this and y'all pretty much looking at us like, man, y'all need to listen. Same thing we just said about them kids. They need to listen because what you did yesterday may not be who you are today.
Right.
So if we're really trying to do something to make change, man, if y'all really want to see change, let's start encouraging each other to make change because I'm going to tell you something, man, this is human nature. Man, I could have in my brain, in my heart, in my soul, that I'm going to try to make change. I'm going to try to do things right. I'm going to try to do this. But if I got somebody like Fred always telling me, man, we going to bust your mom, we going to do this, we going to do that, I don't care about all the change I've been trying to make. You know what, nigga? You know what, dude? Man, we going to tell y'all ass up.
Right.
And you'll revert back to your old ways because of the pressure that's being put on you. So, man, if y'all really want to do something to make things better, let's work together on it, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's work together on it.
That's like a skill.
What that? Me holding that dip in my mouth?
Yeah.
I've been doing it so long, man. You know what I'm saying?
I can literally understand everything you were saying.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I've been doing it so long. Man, I can eat with this stuff in my mouth all the way through, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But look, in all honesty, I do. Look, I appreciate Marecus saying what he's saying because a lot of folks, they're not going to get on there and spit that truth, you know, because the win is more important than the brotherhood. The win is more important than putting that positive affirmation on the kid. The win is more important than making the kid feel loved, you know what I'm saying, versus the kid fearing you. You know, you asked a question earlier, man, like as adults, I'm telling you, like, I can't imagine being in any environment with somebody tearing me down 24/7. I'm going to get the fuck up and leave. You know, I'm not going to succumb myself to that. I'm not going to be around it, you know. And that's an opportunity afforded to me as an adult to where I'm like, you know what, man, I don't have to listen to this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, man, I've worked for myself for a long time. You know what I'm saying? One of the reasons why is because when I worked in corporate America, it was hard for me. You know, because people don't like their jobs, man. They get mentally abused at their place of employment. Man, on the daily about you stupid. Why did you do that or whatever himself? And then you come home, but you got to take that negative energy that you've been getting put on you all day, you know what I'm saying? And then you have to act like none of that happened. Mm-hmm. So once again, put yourself in an 8, 9, 10-year, 11-year-old, 12-year-old body to where when you go to, you go to school, you get picked on. Then you go to football practice, a sports practice, you trash, you ain't no good, you know what I'm saying? You don't get the opportunities, you know what I'm saying? But you got to take it because you're a child. You don't have the resources to walk away from it. You know what I'm saying? Now, once again, man, I'm not finna sit up here and sound like no damn hypocrite. Man, I'm a hardcore, hard-nosed football coach. And I tell folks this all the time. Listen, man, your son playing time is not indicative of how I feel about your child. You know what I'm saying? They're going to all get the love. They're going to all get the respect. They're going to all get the care, right? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the wins are more important then the kid, man, like I said, I just think as a parent, you probably need to find another organization or another coach for your kid. We go back and we start looking at these parents because you ask, how can we change that? You know what I'm saying? To me, one of the easiest ways to start changing it is if you're in a position of leadership with your organization, which you are, what type of parents do you allow in your program? What type of coaches do you allow in your program? Because we accept all kids. You know, we should never turn a kid away. You know what I'm saying? But we know that all these kids come with parents. I ain't never coached a homeless kid before. You know what I'm saying? You know, so all of them got somebody that looks after them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But what do you do to determine if that parent is accepted into your program? Because once again, if we real about it, there's some toxic coaches out there. There's some toxic parents out there. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times they'll say shit about the kid. You know, we don't care what he got going on because he's a hell of a coach and he wins. Oh, we don't care. We don't, again, as a win.
Miserable, though.
It's a win more important than the lesson.
I think we should talk about that next week. Like, what are some things that we accept as parents with a coach? And then what are some things that we accept as coaches?
And real quick, we don't want to talk about it till next week, but if we want to be real about it, man, all of us have done at one point accepted some bull. Now, the thing is, you can't just keep doing that. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's something you just can't keep doing.
You can't keep doing.
Right. That's something you just can't keep doing.
Well, I mean,
you can't keep doing it. Like, we've all done it. We've all got caught up in it. But like that's just like making a mistake. If you keep doing it, then that's on you. You see what I'm saying? So,
well, I think nowadays, I can only speak for myself. When I tell folks, man, I only make decisions that's in the best interest of my organization. I don't give a damn what nobody else think. You can't pressure me to do some shit that don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, my job is to always put the kids that are entrusted to me in the best situation it is for them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these folks that run the organizations, for one, man, they don't have backbones. So they'll let anybody convince them to do something that's right for that person versus what's right for their kids. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to win, or because they want this extra attention. You know what I'm saying? And when you start really getting into the meat of the subject matter, you start to realize, man, it's a lot of folks getting played in youth sports. Yeah. They don't realize it after they walk away from it. Like, man, you know, I went through all that stuff because I thought somebody convinced me that the win was greater than the lesson. Somebody convinced me, you know what I'm saying, that this trophy was more prestigious than this trophy. When at the end of the day, you like, bruh, it's youth sports. It's youth sports.
Bro, I go back, and I'm telling you, I said this to y'all, I think, on episode 1, our first time doing this. I said, man, I made one of the stupidest comments in youth sports history.
I already know what you're talking about, yeah.
When I said, man, if we don't win, you remember
the whole season.
If we don't win, man, this whole season was for nothing. You know what I'm saying? We don't win.
I actually remember that too.
This was for nothing. It's all for nothing. They named the damn episode that, All for Nothing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That was the name of the episode, All for Nothing. If we don't win, it's all for nothing.
Now, luckily, we won.
No, that was
with us though.
It wasn't. That's when I was at the coach and I lost.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So my thing was this: like, even winning or even losing, man, that was the dumbest thing to say. You know what I'm saying? Because right then at that point, man, it wasn't about them kids. Man, we got to get that trophy. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have that trophy because if we don't do that, man, I just wasted my time. Like, that's what it sounded like, right?
But look,
I just wasted my time out here.
Now, I'm going to defend you to a certain extent, right? Because one thing that other folks won't talk about is the tremendous amount of pressure that's put on coaches to win a game. And I said, man, I was just real with him. I said, man, I can't believe that I'm so fucking nervous right now, man. Like, this don't make no sense, bro. I don't understand why I'm nervous about playing a youth football game. I don't get paid from this.
Who were y'all playing?
We was getting ready to play CSG. We had lost in the first game of Nationals. We lost to a team that we had already beat. We lost to the Arizona Suns. We had already beat them early in the season. So when we lose a game, you know, all of a sudden everybody's, man, this don't, you know, this is horrible. Man, what did we come down here for? Y'all, they question everything. And I'm telling myself, is a 11-year-old head coach, this is a must-win game. But if I'm honest with you, it wasn't a must-win game for the team. It was a must-win game for me.
Right.
Because there's no way I can go home after losing 2 games in nationals. You know what I'm saying?
Did y'all
So,
win?
yeah. We end up winning every other game after that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, so that was the only game
Just
we lost
asking.
in nationals, and we ended up coming in 3rd or whatever and stuff. But the whole point that I'm making is this: there is a tremendous amount of pressure that's levied on our backs when it comes to winning. But you know who got control of that? We do.
We do. Yeah,
When we just simply tell the parent, look, man, I'm not going to let you put that pressure on me.
Right.
Your kids show up, we're going to coach the shit out of them. We're going to set high expectations, and we're not going to deviate from what our standard is. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to be okay with whatever the outcome is, because we're doing everything in our power and our ability to give your kid the best that we can give them.
I think that if you guys, I say you guys, but as coaches, if that was preached more to the kids, I think that the mindset of the kids would be different. Like, they out here to have fun, and when kids are having fun,
They normally play better.
they play better. Yeah. Yo, we missed a couple of
Comments?
well, not comments, but a couple of topics that we were gonna go over. But
We
it's all
can
good.
catch them on the rebound next week.
We'll go next week. So we want to, really thank everybody, all the viewers that we had today. I know that we started a little bit late, so we didn't have as much time to really talk about things. But if you guys have anything that y'all want us to talk about, as always, send us, DM us, message us, all of us, something, and we'll be more than happy to talk about it. And then our YouTube link is posted in the chat. So
Yeah, listen, man, just real, if y'all haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that. Like right now, man, like our social media team has been busting their ass promoting that YouTube link. Eventually, we're going to get off of Facebook,
yeah.
right? I mean, I think we're already up to what, 1,000, like, I think we got over 1,000 subscribers.
Close to
500, okay. So our goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Once we get to that, we're gonna be off Facebook, and we're gonna only operate on that YouTube platform, man. So if you haven't subscribed to YouTube, man, please do that, right? Definitely want to give a shout out to you guys that have been there from day one. A lot of you guys, man, this is therapeutic for me. This is my therapy. I'm gonna be straight up with y'all, man, because my average everyday life is hectic.
Crazy.
It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy getting on here on Thursdays, man, and letting my hair down, you know what I'm saying, and having a good time with you guys. I really do. You know what I'm saying? It's good conversation for us. It's therapy for me. I can't speak for you, for you two or whatever and stuff.
But laughing so much at y'all.
Like it's like real good stuff, man. And I think one of the things that y'all probably don't realize is, man, when y'all tap in and support us, that gives us the energy and the motivation to keep going.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, when I see Blaze on here every week, I think Blaze has not missed an episode yet. You know what I'm saying? But I think Blaze was the first one to subscribe, so we appreciate that, Blaze, man. Blaze comes on every week, man. He promotes.
Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, Blaze, we're gonna send you a free shirt.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the thing is, like, even with
And then 1,000
with
subscribers get
LaQuisha,
a free shirt.
Carl, Stacy, all these guys are tapping
Yeah.
in every
Thank
week
you,
to
guys.
help us keep our numbers up and keep our viewership going. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, we're not in competition with nobody, so it's not about, trying to have, 10,000 viewers. We want people that actually and authentically enjoy the topics that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Give a damn if it was 10 folks, you know what I'm saying? If you really enjoy what we're doing, tap in with us.
Even if you don't stay the whole time, we okay with that.
Keep providing that positive energy, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, you gonna stay, we gonna lock the doors on you. Come on here, you can't leave. You come on
And
here,
if you
better
don't stay, at least just hit the link, just subscribe, and just be on about your way, and just come see us next week. Whatever you got to do, but just subscribe, help us out.
All right.
I
Well,
know Rick, before we end, man, I know we talked about depression. Normally when you depressed, you sleep a lot, right? I think Tori be stressing her son out, man. He been asleep the whole time we been in here, man.
He hit another growth spurt.
Wait, now how old is Christian now?
Christian,
No, yeah. Cameron, man, I get it.
Cameron, he just turned 16.
Look, when Cameron Christian, 16, right?
16.
What size shoe you wear?
He
16, he wear a size 15 shoe. Yeah, that boy over there sleep for a reason. He over there sleep for a reason.
He's another growth spurt. He about to. So if anybody want to help fund me
got
some
you.
damn shoes.
But yeah, man, once again, we appreciate our production team. We got to start a little bit late today. And, forgive us for that. We trying to.
Marecus had to go get some food.
Okay, can I make one more point real quick? No, this real shit, though, man,
Okay,
because, we appreciate Danny and Supreme Cuts for allowing us to utilize that facility while we're in the process of relocating.
Yes.
All right, you know what I'm saying? So, it's a couple of subliminals shot last week, and normally I don't even address petty shit like that, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We do this because we enjoy doing it. Mm-hmm. We don't do this for relevance. We don't do this because we're trying to outstage anyone. You know what I'm saying? This is something that was put on our heart to do, and we enjoy it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel threatened by what we're doing, you know what I'm saying? You probably want to check yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not doing this, you know what I'm saying, for the wrong reasons. We got a message that we want to put out, and we're going to put our message out, whether you like it or not. No doubt. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. If you got a problem with that, once again, you know what I'm saying? Just address the issue. We're not hard to find. You can tap in with us and tell us, hey, man, I don't like what y'all are doing, and we'll address you right on air. We'll bring you on or whatever and stuff, debate you, however you want to do it, man. But that's not.
Them on
but
air.
that's. I know because I'm just serious, man. I just want to put this out there, man, because we don't do nothing but promote love on the show, man. We're not on there tearing nobody down. No. You know what I'm saying? You ain't seen us not one time go on this show to tear down anyone. We just address the issues and we talk about the trending topics. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Help. Not tearing nobody down, trying to help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Help you be a better parent.
Yeah, and
a lot of it, we speaking for ourselves.
A
lot of speaking for ourselves.
Personal experiences, man.
Yeah, speaking for ourselves.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So, we enjoy what we're doing. We think we got a nice crew. Yeah. We appreciate all of our guys behind the scene. As y'all see, they're going to start getting a little bit more vocal. But we appreciate everything, man. So, like I said, it's not a big-time production, so we apologize for being late. But there was some issues that we all work, man. Fuck it. Let's just be real.
I just got your text, Blaze. My bad. What up, Blaze?
Yeah, and I just gave Blaze a huge shout-out, man. Blaze is a man and stuff or whatever. But anyway, listen, so from this point moving forward, we're going to tap in at 8 o'clock, all right, until we get our permanent facility where we'll be doing the podcast at. You know what I'm saying? 8 o'clock every Thursday. We'll be looking forward to seeing you guys.
Man, my bedtime is at 9:45.
8 o'clock-ish. Between 8 and 8:30. How that sound?
No.
Well, we can't say 8 o'clock.
Why not?
Because we just started at 8:30 today.
Well, it's 10:13 now, so we going to go and get out of here, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And
y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.